Greetings and welcome to Flavourful Eats. Today we have a special quinoa. Very high in protein, and joining me is my mother. We're doing a very savory quinoa. We're using oil and ghee, which can be totally omitted. We're using salt, which can be omitted too. So we're starting off by adding some oil, and we have oil, some ilachi, cardamom, cinnamon, clove. Once the oil gets hot, we add in the spices so that it blooms in the hot oil. And then to that, we have aromatics like curry leaves, green chillies, garlic, and ginger. And then we have onion, tomatoes, chili powder, which is a masala called mixed. And if you don't have this particular mix, you just can add a little bit of cumin seeds or dhania powder. But these spices, you don't even need to add this. You just add these things and you're good to go. And you normally would add some turmeric, which you did not bring out today. So the
turmeric, yeah.
Right. So here, the cardamom, the cinnamon, and the clove is blooming at this moment. So we now add the onions. So that was a whole onion. So we have the curry leaves and everything in there. We're only going to be using half of it. Half an onion.
Half an onion.
Half an onion is gone in there. So this is our induction stove. You can see how efficient it is. It's just wonderful to work with this stove. And then to that we're adding our green chilies, 2 green chilies, some curry leaves, which we normally will take out in the thread. This we'll add in the end. That one we added in the beginning. Then we have our ginger and garlic. All very, very nutritious for you. Each one has its own nutritional value. Am I right, Mom? What did you learn about the cloves, Louder?
Clove is good for the digestion. Clove is good for the mouth. That's what you want to know, right?
It can be used as an antiseptic, it tells us, right? And an antibiotic it would be. And two green chilies. Somebody is really, really worried about how to not be too chilly. You don't need to add this masala, or you can add 1, not necessarily 2, or you can omit it altogether. Flavors are there from the spices itself. Again, we're only going to be using half a tomato. We could cut a whole tomato, but we're only using half. And leave that to cook. So everything just needs a little bit of everything. And to that you add your spices. So while the vegetables are cooking, shall I wash your quinoa?
Yes.
So we're using 1 cup of quinoa and 1 cup of mixed vegetables. And peppers is one nice thing also. They'll bring out nice colors and everything in the final stage. So we're using this 1 cup of quinoa, white quinoa. And putting it into a colander. I want to rinse it out. Sometimes I think we already pre-rinse it so you don't get the bitterness, but the rinsing is to clean it and to get the bitterness out of the way. See, I'm using a colander to wash it out, and a sieve. I'm using a sieve to wash it out. So we have some water here. I'm just going to add 50 ml or so. Yes, induction stove is fast. That's why we like the induction stove. It's much efficient, very good for the for everything, for the environment. And so this is how I'm washing the quinoa. I put it in there, and I'm putting. That's how I'm rinsing it out. I rinsed it out under the tap, but it wasn't under the camera, so now I'm just showing you how to do it. And then when it's ready for the vegetables cook for a few minutes, we put it in. And once the quinoa gets added in, you'll be adding water, am I right?
Some salt.
some
ghee.
salt and water. Just use your fingers, but you don't need a teaspoon of salt. So that didn't even take like 2 minutes to cook, right? So now you're just going to add the quinoa in. So now this is ready for us to add the vegetable. It's basically to amalgamate the flavors, because if you today we've chose frozen vegetable, but normally we use fresh vegetables, and it takes very short time to cook. So now we're going to be adding the quinoa, the rinsed out quinoa. And then we cook that with putting about a tablespoon or two of ghee. Again, optional. Ghee, oil, salt, optional. Spice is actually very good because they will bring out the flavors. That's what we need, the flavors in this particular savory quinoa dish. So to that we're adding 2 cups of water. We added 1 cup of quinoa, so we add 2 cups of water. And we'll cook it for about 15 minutes or so. And then close the pot and leave it for a little bit longer before we serve.
We have 2 cups there.
Yes, 2 cups. The other way, just making sure everything is covered. This way we got no wastage. Everything is done. So we'll cook this we leave this to soak, to cook to simmer, right now? For about 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, can you see? It's now boiling, and then we lower this to simmer. And it should be ready for us in 15 minutes. So this is halfway point. Let's see what it looks like. See, still simmering away, which is good. So this is the 15-minute mark, and you can see the tails are starting to come out. So we don't need to mix or anything, we just need to leave it to cook. So another couple minutes and it should be all done. So that's how quick it is to make one of these, right? And
you can make quinoa salad, you can make quinoa curry and rice. You can make so many things with quinoa.
Quinoa curry and rice doesn't sound right. You can use quinoa as you would rice. And you use your curries with that. And then you can make, yes, definitely you can make lots of cold salads with quinoa. We love making our tabbouleh with quinoa, if you remember. Yes, and we do like quinoa is very versatile, as you would use any kind of rice or millet or any kind of grain it can replace. And you know what? It's gluten-free. Today everybody wants to be gluten-free. Not wants to. We have all these GI issues, so it's good to be. That's the reason they need to be GI-free, gluten-free. And it, for vegetarian, it packs a lot of protein. If you wanted to, you could add lentils to this too. You could soak the lentils and maybe add the lentils first after the vegetables. You add the lentils, leave that to cook a little bit, and then you add the lentils first, leave that to cook about 5 minutes or so. Then you add the vegetables and then the quinoa. And that will be similar to what we do our vegetable biryani. So it's good to have greens on the side, some kind of salad if you'd like to. You could have, I put some different colors here to add more color to our dish. And some tomatoes, just a little bit more vegetables. And those of you who cannot have shade vegetables, which tomato is one of them, could substitute carrots. The same thing in the dish. You don't have to put the tomatoes in there. You just have carrots. So it'll be something that's, and then I added a little bit of pickle, which we call pickle. It's actually a chili pickle. So it adds more roundness to the dish. So feel free to do whatever you like to do, remembering always to give gratitude before we start eating, and just enjoy, I guess. So by now this should be done. Okay, you can see the tails are up, the water is all evaporated, so the water 2 cups to 1 was perfect. Again, if you're using frozen vegetables, sometimes you may need less water. If you're using fresh vegetables, because vegetables have their own liquid. I'm just going to pick this out. So we're ready to serve. So can we put our garnishes now? Just that is our quinoa cooked. You want to stir it a little bit? And the smell here is amazing. Red pepper will make that look that much more exciting, right? The colors. I keep telling my grandchildren, you eat the colors of the rainbow. So as you can tell, it's all cooked. We're ready to serve. We eat with our eyes, so I was trying to do something a little bit different. But the regular way to serve. This will serve 4 people easily. Would you say that, Mom? Not enough for 4 people?
Yeah. There's always a cook a little extra. Unexpected guest will arrive.
Always have some for the unexpected guests. We put some cruciferous vegetables in there just to add some interest. Whether you serve yourself straight from the pot or whether you eat it straight from the bowl, this is my ideal way to feed my family. Or you want to be a little fancy, put it all in a fancy container. Can sprinkle some, if you want more color, just a couple of the pomegranates for color. And if you really feel like you need to garnish, you're welcome to do that. Remember always, the flavor on the cilantro is actually in the stems, and many of us just throw away the stems, not realizing that the stems are the best part. That gives you more nutrition and helps you get rid of all your minerals that you not needed, metals I should say. Then cilantro is a very good thing to help clean metals from your system. Okay, there, Ma. Your meal. Let us know what you think about it, how you like it, how very, very nutritious quinoa, savory quinoa.
Very nice.
You love it? Yes.
This is my favorite dish.
It is a favorite because it's got all your nutrients and it's all very, very nice. From our kitchen to you, happy Father's Day. Take care. With my mother, Shirley Naidu. I am your host, Hamsha Naidu. Till we meet again. We eat with our eyes first. We feed ourselves good. We are healthy through the good food we put through our system. And what better way than quinoa and vegetables for today? And a little bit of mango, pomegranate, and some tomatoes, and a little chutney. If somebody wants it a little bit too chilly, or again, adjust to our tastes. From Ours Kitchen again, take care till we meet again. Always available on ActonTV.org. Bye-bye.